Guys who did something stupid for a girl. What did you do? When I was 20, I was dating a girl my own age and was absolutely in love with her. For a while. For Valentine's Day, I brought home a large sheet of cardboard from work and cut it into a giant heart. I bought a red sweatshirt and some various paints, and made my most embarrassing outfit to date. I painted the giant heart red and cut out an oval in the middle. I wrote on the heart, "Will you be my?" Then wrote Valentine on the shirt. I painted my face red, stuck it through the hole in the cardboard, and then showed up at her job to surprise her. Fortunately, she thought it was cute. So did her gay coworker. I got on my bicycle and rode 18 miles to see my GF. My girlfriend lived 28 miles away. If you haven't done the math yet, my tire popped at 18 miles. She crashed her bike going down a paved road, so I did the same to impress her. Or to make her feel better. I really don't know my reasoning. She landed in the ditch. I did not. I knew this guy that was breezing through a 3-year electrotech college course while the rest of us struggled. I tried to talk some sense into him about this girl he was seeing, and #X200B. Left hand raising a finger for each con. 1. She's addicted to crack. 2. Her uncle is in the mob and has a questionable relationship with her. 3. She has a kid. 4. She's pressuring you to drop out and support her. 5. You're throwing away your future. Right hand. Pros. 1. She's incredibly hot and #X200B. He dropped out. Tim. You're an idiot. Not me, but back in middle school a friend of mine made a graffito on the wall of a girl's house in the middle of night, saying he loved her. He misspelled her name. Edit. I didn't know the singular of graffiti is graffito. Thanks guys. Enrolled in the same uni, she stopped talking to me 2 weeks later. Sad face. Wrote a fluffing poem in a Word document and emailed her. Smartphone contract. 2 years, €45 monthly. After 6 months, she left me. Now I have 2 phones and €70 to pay every month. Traveled an hour and a half multiple times a week to go see her. She never did the same for me, and she eventually ghosted me. It was probably one of the most pathetic and cringy times in my life, but I learned a lot from it. Edit. It's crazy how many replies and DMs I'm getting from both men and women that have experienced almost the exact same thing. Best advice I have for anyone going through this is never go the extra mile for someone who doesn't or wouldn't do the same for you. It's never worth it. A girl was leading me on, but also being obvious about it. I was stupidly believing I could change her ways and get her to actually date me. She had revealed she always wanted a giant teddy bear. So for her birthday, Valentine's Day, I bought a giant bear costume from Amazon and like 90 roses. The idea was one for every day I had known her. Creepy and cringy AF looking back. Anyhow, she called me drunk the night before and screamed mean garbage at me, and I finally broke down and told myself she was a garbage tea person, because she always was terrible to me, and I let myself think I could change that because I was desperate to not be alone. In the end, I created a sign that said, "Free bear hugs and roses for Valentine's," and wore the bear suit onto our college campus on Valentine's Day to give away all the roses. It made so many people happy that it was one of the best things I've ever done. So many hugs, and girls were crying because they didn't have to feel so alone on a garbage tea commercialized holiday. It was cool. Plus the football players all took a flower and hugged me, which was surprisingly wholesome. This girl I really liked ages ago didn't really know who I was. I gave her a Wii for her birthday, and it was probably the creepiest thing ever to her. I thought it was a surefire way to win her heart. Get married and all that Disney crap. 15-year-old me was stupid. Did it yesterday, after her telling me she doesn't know what she wants and that she doesn't think she wants a relationship right now. I left flowers on her doorstep with a card thanking her for the fun times we've had. Jumped over a fire pit and ruined my right knee. Doctors were amazed I ever managed to walk, let alone have full use. Grew my hair long because she asked me to. She stopped going out with me. I kept growing it, and wasn't successful with women until I got it cut. Moved across the country to go to a university near her. She dumped me 4 weeks later. P.S. My life turned out great as a result of my decision to attend this school, so it has a happy ending. Back in elementary school, a girl asked me to be her bodyguard. I said yes and got beat up the next break by 5 boys. Getting up from the bleachers to play PE dodgeball. I tried to pull my sweatpants off while yelling, "Let's do this." Ended up yanking off everything, boxers and all. In high school, I saw a girl I liked walking with her friend. My genius brain decided I needed to impress her, so I decided skipping backwards and saying some quip would make me noticeable for sure. I started skipping backwards and said, "Better get to class." I attempted to turn around while skipping and almost face-planted but caught myself. I walked to class and never spoke to her again. In elementary school, when I walked by this girl I liked, I would pretend to chew gum and crack my knuckles 'cause I thought I'd look cool. Dude I knew, his GF of 3 months, breaks up with him before study abroad. He says they can do long distance. She says she wants to enjoy her time and doesn't want to date, and #X200B. She goes to Europe. He empties his bank account to buy a ticket to Europe. He shows up at her apartment. She had given out her address to get care packages from friends, family. She is shocked and freaked out to find him sitting by her front door. She flips out on him and tells him that he cannot stay with her. And #X200B. He had already emptied his bank account, so he spent the next week and a half trying to find places to sleep and finally just staying in the airport until his flight. And #X200B. Things that seem romantic in the movies are not in real life. Knew another dude that drove 14 hours to see his college GF of 2 months at her family's house in New Orleans over fall break. She didn't invite him and he thought she was rude for being upset since he drove so far to see her for the weekend. Her family was freaked out since she was a freshman and had a dude follow her for a 4-day weekend. Was in a long-distance relationship with her. Flew back for Valentine's Day. Turned up with flowers to see her through the window, sitting on the lap of her ex. Edit. Thanks for the silver. I drive long-haul bus routes. Some dude shows up without luggage one day to travel across the state. Weird. I ask them, "No bags?" "No man. I'm going to prison. Have to report for sentencing tomorrow." "Oh. Yikes. Don't mean to pry." "What for?" I totally meant to pry because I wasn't about to have a murderer or some psycho rapist on my bus for 9 hours. "Oh. I'm going to prison for this girl. She got caught with a bunch of drugs in her car. I was riding with her. It was gonna be her 3rd strike, so I told the cops they were mine. I love her, man. She'll be waiting for me when I get out." She says, In college, an undies PJ party. A girl I was flirting with asked me to flash her my slong. I did. Drunk me showed her my flaccid slong. She was not impressed. I still cringe. LPT. Everyone wants to see the Hulk. No one cares about Bruce Banner. Edit. This is what it felt like. https u2.be/irok6uk50 t=23. Edit 2. It's clipped to Infinity War. It's been out for a year, but wanted to make sure not to ruin that for anyone. And thanks for the gold. Gave here a chocolate bar with a golden ticket to go out with me. I got denied. I let another kid punch me in the face. It worked. Edit. Holy garbage. Gold and silver? Of course the first time I get either is on a comment about me getting punched in the face. Anyways, a lot of people were asking for context, so I'll give a short version. This kid was trying to impress this girl by trying to start a fight with someone. I know this girl didn't like violence, so I told him that he could punch me in the face but make it look real. The girl saw it and immediately started yelling at him. Then came to see if I was okay, and I spent the rest of the day talking to her and feeling like an absolute genius at 2. We were like 9 years old.